And it is the football show today, Monday. My name is Wale. Thanks for joining us. As I always say, please don't forget to subscribe to us, okay, if you like what we're doing. And again, have a look at what we've done in the past, okay? And if you do like them, give us a thumbs up. All right, it's a Monday, another Monday night. We're going to be discussing football today. As usual, I'm not alone. I've got my colleague and friend Amos Johnson. Amos, I keep calling you Amos Johnson. You have to do a change of name, you know. I was about calling you Amos Johnson again. Am- you have to do a change of name, you know. You know that.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Hello,
Amos,
everybody.
thank you for joining
Hello.
us on the show.
Yeah, it's good to be back again. Let me
Mm,
quickly say a very good day to everybody that is watching, or to you out there if you're watching, wherever it is you're watching from America, from Australia, from the UK, from Nigeria. Uh, okay, it's 8 p.m. here, but in some places I know it's already 9 p.m.
yeah. Yes. We've had a change of time. So, yeah, if you're watching, wherever you're watching us from, uh, my name is Wale. He is Amos, and it is the football show. And we come to you at about this time every Monday night. Okay, we discuss football. That's all we talk about on this show. Obviously, we'll be taking a look at different things today, especially zeroing in on the very interesting news to come out of the Nigerian Football Federation, and indeed from the technical advisor, the manager, the head coach, call him whatever you want, of the Super Eagles. As recently, I just today, the team list came out, and we noticed that a very interesting fellow who actually retired from playing for the Super Eagles of Nigeria has made a comeback. His name Ojonigalo. As you know, Odion plays his football in Saudi Arabia at the moment for Al Shabaab. So it's a very surprised, very surprised that we he has made a return to Super Eagles after he himself decided to call it quits. A star striker, no doubt, brilliant footballer. He's still doing very well in the Saudi Arabia league. You might not say that that's probably one of the best leagues in the world, but he's doing his job. He's scoring the goals for his team. He's still what he is, the fox in the box, but he has divided opinion, and that's what we're going to be discussing today. Some school of thought are saying, why do you need this guy back in the Super Eagles? We've got young strikers that can grow and they're actually delivering the goals. Why some others are saying, oh no, we still need him. Okay. Amos and I, we're going to be analyzing that today. And apart from that, we've got some very interesting news that's come out everywhere in football world today. Chief of, of that was the sacking of Nuno at Spurs, Tottenham Spurs, and we're hearing that the man himself, Antonio Conte, is going to be coming back to the English Premiership, Premier League, to take over at Spurs. But before we go into that, Amos
Hmm.
Ojonigalo is made a return. He has not said, he's not accepted the call up yet. Nothing official. It's not confirmed that. The last we heard was that he's still thinking about wanting to stage a comeback to the Super Eagles. But Gail Roa, the technical advisor of the Super Eagles, has said, I want him, and he's named him in his provisional team to face Liberian Cape Verde. And before that time, we also heard about the news broken by the um, um, let me permit me to use this word now. The If we say Del Roy is the manager of the Super Eagles, I probably would say the technical advisor in quote of the Super Eagles in the name of Amaju Pinnick, who is also the NFF president, who said, all right, we need to bring Igalo back. And lo and behold, his name surfaced um, in the new list released by the NFF. What are your thoughts on Igalo coming back to the Super Eagles?
I think I like the perspective or the points you raised. Um, Igalo has not come out to accept the invitation. Most players don't because they're already used to
Mm-hmm.
it. But I would really be surprised if Igalo does not accept it. And as soon as I saw the invite, I saw the list. I'm like, oh my god, Igalo is back. Nice.
Mm,
We already heard about the rumor and we were expecting it. We're anticipating it to see what Raw would do because he's been mentioned here and there by the federation, by the coach, you know. But another thing is, why did he retire in the first place? The
mm,
first thing I went to look at as soon as I saw the list was, why did Igalo retire in the first place? Igalo himself said he wanted to give younger players, opportunity to learn and grow. And I'm quoting him now, right? Is he tired of giving young footballers, young players, the chance to learn and grow? That's one.
mm.
What exactly is General Raw thinking? You know, backstage before we came on, we're talking about um, how Igalo could be useful to the team. And Yomi was saying, yeah, Igalo will score the goals. Of course, Igalo will get you the goals, but is goals the problem of the Super Eagles? Are we not scoring goals enough? If you go check the number of goals that the team has scored, I think we're leading with the group. You're literally in a group where you don't have problems except
Exactly.
self-inflicted problems, you know.
Mhm.
So, and I think a coach would plan based on his oppositions, right? And that's what I expect Raw to do. Are we having scoring problems? No, we're not having scoring problems. We all know, even a layman, or if we do a beer parlor analysis of the Super Eagles, we know that no,
Be a
goals don't
partner.
have beer parlor analysis, you know, like goals are not our problem in the Super Eagles. The major problem that we are having with the Super Eagles, we're talking about creativity. And we still talked about
Hmm.
this thing last week. Why don't you go and bring a Mikel Obi back? Mikel is still playing football. Why don't you go bring him back?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. If you could go and bring Gigalo back, then go bring Mikel Obi
Hmm.
back if you lack some creativity. If you feel like you want to solve a problem, then go bring back John Mikel Obi to play for the Super Eagles. Because
Right.
if you keep doing this, you're sending a very wrong message, a very wrong and terrible message. Raw has always had a very good relationship, very good rapport with the players. He's been able to steady the ship. You know, there's no internal wrangling. We of course we don't hear of any, except for maybe when they are being old or something. Aside from that, we don't hear any problems from the Super Eagles. The only person you deem fit to go and bring is, and I tweeted this. Someone said, "Why don't you go and bring Victor Moses and John Mikelobi as well?"
Exactly.
Victor Moses will give you what you're looking for as well. Why, right?
Hmm.
So again, Odion Igalo is just 32, right? And if you look at Zlatan today, I saw Zlatan at the weekend. Zlatan was banging in the goals, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy is ageless. He's playing like he doesn't want to grow old. Look at
Hmm.
Ronaldo and the likes.
Ronaldo.
If you're going to do that, does he offer what your players cannot offer? What your current crop cannot offer? What
Mm.
makes him distinct, right? What makes him that special for you to bring him on? You know, if you say Igalo is so special, then what exactly is special about him that the other guys cannot give you? What Igalo will do, I say without fear of contradiction, Osimhen will do twice of it. Osimhen will do, Terence Murphy will do, Taiwo Awoniyi will do, Cyril Desas will do, Onuachu will do. You know, we can go on and mention these guys who are firing on all sides. How dare you drop? How do you explain? Let me not use the word how dare you. How do you explain that you drop younger players and then you're bringing on Igalo who's playing in Saudi Arabia? Okay, when Ahmed Musa was playing in Saudi Arabia, he played for the Super Eagles. It's fine, but can Odion Igalo give you what the guys are not giving you? So I seem to have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with bringing him on board, but what I have a problem with is, what is it that Raw does not understand what his problems are? Is it that he doesn't have what he needs or what he's looking for in those strikers? You know, you can begin to make a lot of people would say, "Oh yeah, we need Igalo," or maybe those who are pro Igalo. I'm not against Igalo. I'm not. Igalo has done his best for Nigerian football. Igalo is a wonderful player. He won the Golden Boots in 2019 AFCON, I think. Yeah, so
Hmm.
Igalo will score those goals when it matters. You know, I think the truth is we just have to face this thing head on. We need to tell ourselves the truth. If Nigeria could call back Salisu Yusuf, if Nigeria could, because of all the coaches that we have in Nigeria, you called back Salisu Yusuf. Is Salisu Yusuf the only coach? He's been with the Super Eagles for quite some time, and he had a scandal reviewed by Anas, and then you bring this man on back. It means that he hasn't left where he was before. So and Igalo, look at the stats. The stats tells the story. He's
It
very
does
good.
tell the story, and that's one thing I actually wanted to pick you on, Amos. He was prolific in 35 games for the Super Eagles. He scored 16
Yeah,
goals.
yeah.
Okay, and obviously people were always the pro Igalo camp. We're not going to speak for them, but they will always make reference to that. Look at that. But you did
Mm,
mention something that was actually very, very crucial in your analysis, and which was when he was retiring, he said, "I want to give the younger ones, the time to blossom and deliver the goods." And to be fair with you, the likes of
mm,
Sime, Iheanacho, Onuachu, they've been doing that quite recently. We had the likes of Awoniyi, Terem, all of them
Teremo.
coming in, yeah, to come in to obviously contribute their quota to the team. And I listened to one interview that Osimhen granted when this rumor started,
Yeah.
and I think Osimhen was asked that question, and you could see his demeanor during that interview. Although he said, "Well, if he comes and plays, I wouldn't mind sitting on the bench." I mean, what sense does that make? You have a player that plays for Napoli, a team that is undefeated so far in Europe, one of the four teams that is undefeated in Europe at the moment.
Mhm.
And you're now going to keep that person on the bench for somebody that plays in Saudi Arabia. And the other
Raw
thing
won't do
is,
that, Wally. Raw
uh,
won't do that.
we never know. And the other thing is, I look at the England national team, okay, and I look at a certain Jamie Vardy, who is number 2 on the goal scorers chart in the Premier League at the moment. Gareth Southgate was asked, "Why don't you bring him back to the
Perfect
Three
example.
Lions?" And he said, "I've got my team. Who is he going to replace? Okay, I've got a settled team. Why do I need to go back into the past to bring
Why
somebody
do
for
you
the
want to
future?
rock the boat?
Why do you want to rock the boat?" Raw has got a very settled team. I mean, was it about 2 weeks ago? We are talking about the unity
Yeah,
that the
yeah.
team that the managers built within that team. Okay, once in a while you bring a sprinkle of players in
Mhm,
to bed
mhm,
in and obviously be part of that team, be
mm.
part of that unified team. Then suddenly, all of a sudden, you are breaking this unity by bringing somebody that's already said, "Hold up, my time is up."
Yeah.
So where do we really go from here? Do we is Roy going to make? We've also pointed out that one of the problems Super Eagles have at the moment is a creative person as an attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
Do you foresee a situation? And I know Roy, God bless him, and I know Roy is not that tactically efficient enough to now say, "All right, I'm going to bring Igalo in and
Mm.
put him in as an attacking midfielder to probably help sort out the problem we've got at the moment." As we all agree, the problem we've got with Super Eagles now is not in the defense, it's not in the attack. We've got a settled goalkeeper, we've got a settled central defensive pairing, aka the Oyinbo one. The problem we've got is not even in the defensive midfield role, it's in the attacking role. Okay. So do you foresee a situation where Igalo is going to be deployed probably with experience as a attacking midfielder, or is Iheanacho going to be pulled back while the likes of Osimhen and Igalo plays? Because there's no need you bringing Igalo out of retirement and you not tell him to go and sit on the bench.
if you look at the list, Wale, I'll take it on from the list. If you look at the list properly or carefully, you will see that Ahmed Musa, Moses Simon, Ojonigalo, what Raw has done is he has called Kelechi Iheanacho
Yeah,
for the
Nacho as a
midfield.
midfielder. Yeah.
Right. So
Mm,
his his tactics or is careful about what he does at this point in time. So what he's doing is he wants to see an Igalo versus an Osimhen.
hmm,
He's going to play two strikers. There's no doubt. Because I won't buy him playing Osimhen from the wing. Odion Igalo
mm,
will not play from the wing. That means he
yep.
wants to play two strikers. That's
Hmm.
what it means. So if you play Igalo up front, Osimhen will definitely play behind him because, of course,
Mm,
Osimhen is also a fighter. He can drop a beat, he can get the balls, he can run around. Igalo can never give you that right now.
yep.
Before
Hmm.
now, maybe, but
Yeah.
now Igalo cannot guarantee you that. What an Igalo can guarantee you is stay right there in the box, be the finisher, score the goals, don't do too much. Just wait right there. A good Igalo is a good finisher. He will kill the but let me also remind us that when Igalo problem started or where is issues with Nigerians or the concerns. I'm trying to be very careful with the words I use now. Where Nigerians started raising eyebrow about Igalo, and then when he started having this when we started having this call of, oh, Igalo is enough, you should look for another striker, was at the World Cup in Russia when Igalo, against Argentina, and it seemed like it was not just going to be able to score. But
Mm,
Nigerians were very interesting people. Nigerian football fans,
very.
very interesting people. The way we watch football in isolation. We just watch one match. If the guy is having a bad day, just know he is done for.
Yeah.
But I'm not one of those people.
Yakubo Egbeni comes to mind. Remember?
Exactly, exactly. And that memory is going to linger for so long. So from there onward, and then he went later to the Nations Cup, and then he saw that no, I'm not. It's like I'm not feeling this place anymore. I need to go. I just need to go. But that's why I started by saying, is it that he's tired of inspiring younger players, or does he want to come and inspire them himself in the camp? So how do you expect the other players to feel when you bring an Igalo back? Because there's nothing special anymore. He used to be special. Igalo used to be special. That has to be said, and we need to admit that. But is he still special? We saw him when he came to Manchester United. He couldn't hold his own anymore because he's he, look at the way Cavani is running up and down now, right?
Mm.
People are even if the world can question why Ole brought Cristiano Ronaldo, then who is Gallo? We can question why you're bringing an Igalo because a Cristiano Ronaldo will still deliver goals. It is almost 100% certain that Ronaldo will deliver goals. But is he 100% certain that Johnny Gallo will score? No, it's not 100% because if you need a game where you need to run, where players need to be where they actually need to work for goals, he might not just get it. He
Mm.
might not just get it. So let's be realistic, right? What exactly is Ross' plan? What exactly is Ross' problem? I know it's a short-term fix. He's trying to, but I still don't see a problem he's trying to fix. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I still don't see a problem he's trying to fix. We scored, I think we've scored more than 10 goals, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
what else do you want? Your strikers are delivering.
But if this is a short time fix, and you're dropping the likes of Terem, dropping the likes of Taiwo Awoniyi, you are now deploying Iheanacho, who is obviously a forward thinking player, or a striker,
Mm,
or a co-striker, or a number, whatever you want to call it, deploying him now into the midfield. What
mm,
message does that send to those that have been dropped? That to those that, for example, I know I always make a case for Taiwo Awoniyi, and it's very simple why I make a case for Taiwo Awoniyi. If you look at the Bundesliga, what he is doing in the Bundesliga, he's
mm,
having a time of his life now at the very moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Bundesliga is a very tough league. Okay, fine. He had a very and the other thing I actually thought in my head was, what if he had scored against Bayern München in that game they played that Union Berlin lost 5-2?
Hmm.
If he had scored, would Rob have invited him? Would he still have dropped him? So my question is, what kind of message are you sending to these boys? These boys that we thought, even the likes of Igalo said, listen, I'm leaving the stage for them.
Hmm.
All right. So what message are you going to send to them? And God forbid that there'll be any injuries. Okay, we've seen this list now. Okay. There's still COVID about. The season is still on.
Hmm.
What if there's a case of COVID? Or what if there's a case of injury in the forward liners? So how would they feel now going back to those boys that they did not call, that they dropped for Igalo, to say, all right, you come now. Well, Igalo can't come, you come. Or Igalo is here, someone else dropped out. Okay, you come. What would be the thinking if you were a player in that mode?
I'll say this again. Like I'll say this here that Nigerian players who play for the national team of Nigeria actually understand all of the politics that goes around. Like they are in the know. Yeah, so they
Yeah.
cannot pretend that they don't know,
Hmm.
and they signed up for it. And that's why
Hmm.
maybe someone like Victor Moses would never come back, you know.
Hmm.
So because they understand what goes on, they don't like it, but they just cannot leave, because they
Hmm.
need the national team to continue their game. They don't outrightly need, not I'm using the word need in quotes now, because the national team participating in national team tournaments, competitions means a lot for your career as a footballer,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
you want to stay on for as long as possible, you know. That being said, what that would do, what bringing an Ojonigalo would do, would be would just create some bad blood. Would if then you have to start benching some younger players who are firing on all fronts for an Igalo, But let's wait and see. But my concern is we're playing Cape Verde, we're playing Sierra Leone. I don't know. I don't know. I
Liberia.
don't know. I don't know if sorry, Liberia. I beg your
Hmm.
pardon. So I don't know if we really have any cause to worry right now. But hey, for the future, let's see what he wants to do because he has called him anyway. Whatever we say now doesn't really change anything. It doesn't really affect anything. If the coach wants him, then he wants him. But hey, forward looking, how are you going to play Igalo versus what about the other guys? I'm not going to go too much into Taiwo Awoniyi because if you look at it, you know, you can't. So, and the truth also is that players will never always be in their 100%. You can never
Hmm.
be 100% on every day. Just look at the weekend. How many of them scored goals? Just a
Yeah.
few of them here and there. But but you can tell that, oh, they are on form. They are in very good form of their lives. So and they will feel cheated, just like I will feel. I'll feel really like these guys don't value me. And
Hmm.
and it affects me when I come every time I come because back here in maybe in Europe or in the UK, they do care a lot about. Everybody sees it. It's black and white. It's in it's very glaring for everybody to see that. Oh, a Jamie Vardy, would I really bring him on when I've got these boys running here and there, firing on all fronts? Can he bench them? Can he put them on the bench? Why don't I just hold on a bit? Before it will get to a Jamie Vardy, honestly. But the boys are too many and they're doing fantastically well. Marcus Rashford is doing well.
Harry
Even if I
Kane, despite his
is
struggles,
scoring
is
now,
is still
despite
is
his
still okay for
struggles,
England. Yeah.
it's still okay for him. He still feels that, oh, he's my captain.
Hmm.
I need to still bring him on board. He's still doing not too bad at Tottenham Hotspur. So but what you just get is you just get people complaining, grumbling here and there. But you can never also isolate the political scene or the
Hmm.
background, what happens at the back in the background when it comes to the politics of the game, which players get to come back. When I heard it, I was like, I won't be surprised if an Igalo I just don't want to, but I'm trying to understand why Igalo. If you can bring Igalo, don't then go and bring John Mikel. Simple.
Well, on a brighter side, we're seeing the return of Samuel Chukwueze to the team after that long injury layoff, which is obviously a good sign. He's beginning to find his feet again with Villarreal in Spain. So it must be a good thing for us to have another youngster
Mm.
that was actually doing very well for the Super Eagles before the injury and coming back into that team. So, what should we be expecting for Chukwueze this time?
I feel like Chukwueze any day, anytime is a good player. I think he also needs time to heal. It'll be nice to see him maybe once again, you know, to see if he has really hit from. I think it's too early to even invite him again because, see, realistically, I feel like players should be invited based on the needs. You know, I know you need these players, right?
Mm,
If you have a problem, maybe look at the crop of players who played the last game that you used to prosecute the last game. They were not bad. You had a Victor Moses, you had a Chidera Ejuke, you have an Ahmed Musa. How do you don't call people just for calling them. You don't call
mm,
players just because, but you know, the political side of the game comes in again. I hate to talk about it, but it is our current situation. It is what we see. You know how it is in England. If a Raheem Sterling is not firing, he sits on the bench.
yep.
Look at what uh Pep does to him. Sometimes put him on the bench and let him come in hungry, firing. See, I also think that Chidera Ejuke, we have Chidera Ejuke now. We're not saying because we have Chidera, let us neglect the Chukwueze that we used to know. No, that's
Hmm.
not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he's just coming from injury. Does he really have to be here for these games? No, I don't think is that's important for him to be back again. But he's an exciting player. He will give you what you want from him. And I also feel that he's been relaxed for a bit now.
Mm,
He's not that Chukwueze that we used to know anymore. Look at the last
mm,
game he played in. I think it was in Lagos. You know, and he almost was not contributing too much
mm,
to the game.
mm,
He almost was not contributing too much to the game. But there are players who can play. You have an Ahmed Musa. Okay, even if you are going to bring him on as a substitute, you have a Victor Moses. You have this guy playing, Samuel Kalu playing in France. So
mhm,
why are you really missing? Are you really missing this man, Chukwueze? No, we don't really miss him. The last couple of games show that we didn't really miss him. But for the future, we will need him. So
mm.
he's a good call any day, anytime. Welcome back from your injury, Chukwueze. Yeah, welcome back from your injury, Chukwueze. But we hope that you come back firing. You know, don't rush it. I'd advise him to take things easy. Don't try to do too much. Just do the simple things and do what you're used to doing, and you come on kicking. You know, there are exciting players here, but it's just unfortunate that in all of this conversation, we're not even talking about players who are playing in the Nigerian Premier League again. We've forgotten many of them because there is no league. League is not
Mm,
on. We don't even know. The
mm,
league doesn't even have a date yet.
mm.
But it's just unfortunate that we can't even bring them into this conversation to say, oh, why don't you just bring a Rangers international striker or bring the guy from Aimba who's scoring 10 goals already? We can't even argue that. So they just make things difficult for players playing in Nigeria. And I see the part where young players just want to jet out because nothing much is going to happen with their career when they play at home, really.
Exactly, and that's why you always see Nigerian players, even in areas like Azerbaijan,
Even in
playing
Kosovo, they are
football.
ready to go. They want to
Oh
go to
yeah,
Kosovo.
Kosovo, yeah,
Someone, let me give
definitely.
you a short one before I let you say what the next thing. A young man reached out to me. He wants to go to Kosovo, and I'm like, why do you want to go to Kosovo? What's going on there? Do you even know where Kosovo is? You don't know.
Wow,
Let me see the invite. And I saw it was one rubbish doctored invitation letter. And I'm like, you want to go with this nonsense to the embassy?
Kosovo,
I'm
my
sorry for
lord.
you. You're just going to lose your money and you're going to cry. So forget about those guys. Focus on your football. But these are the things that we get to see every now and then, from Nigeria, because
And
there's no
that's
system that works.
and I suppose you honestly would not want to blame those kind of players because just like you said, the football season in Nigeria is yet to kick off, and they don't even have any opportunity to probably say they probably no matter how good they are in the football league
Mm,
in Nigeria,
mm.
you don't get invited anyway to play for the national team, and the best you can do is probably just go out there, Kosovo, Azerbaijan, wherever, go there and whatever money you want to make that is going
You
to be
know,
beneficial to yourself and your family. Hey, do it.
a young lad reached out to me via Footballers Connect I think about 3 weeks ago, and then yesterday he came back because I ward him off one opportunity in Ukraine to go to. I told him this is scam, don't go there, don't even try it. I told him this is scam, don't even try it. And then he came back again last week with another invitation. No, he said someone is getting him an offer in Jordan. I'm like, okay, in Jordan, and he has to pay 450,000 naira.
Wow.
So I'm like, why does he want to collect money from you? I thought the agent has an offer for you. So if they have an offer for you, you're not supposed to pay. Why are you paying? But this guy tells me, oh, he played in the NNL last season, in the recently concluded season. And I say, if you play in the NNL last season, man, chill.
Mm,
Just chill there. Play one more season, and you get noticed by a top flight team, or you go for any of these trials organized by open trials organized by these clubs. But he wants to go to Jordan where he's going to pay $450, 450,000 naira, and he's willing to pay. And I told him, don't pay that money until you see the invitation. Send it to me. But the problem is most of the guys we've seen that get into trouble, they don't talk to people, and that's why this
mm,
problem is prevalent. But again, you don't blame people who want to leave who
exactly.
want to leave
Mm,
Nigeria because
mm.
they feel like there's no chance at all. There's no chance. They feel like there's no chance. There's no opportunity for them. The league is not on. The second division league is not on. They don't even know what they are going to do. Players who are there right now, they are
And
they're
that's their
playing.
livelihood.
Yeah, and that's the livelihood. And many of them are here are playing. They're playing preseason cups, but organized by governors in governors' names up and down. After the preseason games, what next? If the league does not have an opening date, when people play preseasons abroad, they know when the league is going to start. That's why they're playing preseason.
Exactly.
Preseason
Mm.
is meant to prepare people.
Well, Amos, we're going to take a quick break now. When we come back, we continue that conversation. We'll also be looking at another certain player, Ademola Lukman, who obviously people have been saying, and Nigerian authorities have been talking to him to have a change of heart and come and play for the Super Eagles, another winger. We will be back right after this break. Stay there. It's still the football show Monday. Welcome back. It's still the football show on Monday. My name still remains Wale, and Amos is still here with me. We've been talking so far about the Super Eagles, about the return of the Mac, not the Mac, Ojonigalo, who is making a return to the Super Eagles. But caveat there, he has not officially accepted our invitation. But just like Amos said, who is going to turn down that offer of coming back to play for the Super Eagles? Okay, so we watch his space. We're going to obviously update you on the going son, and if eventually Ojonigalo makes it come back to Super Eagles, and we wish him all the very best, because at the end of the day, it's the Super Eagles, it's the Nigerian national team, and they need to be supported, whoever wears that jersey. And also, just breaking news, just to let you know that Antonio Conte is going to be Spurs manager. I think everything is all signed, and hopefully tomorrow, Tuesday, he's going to be presented to the media as the new Spurs manager. Is that surprising to you, Amos, that Antonio Conte, despite everything he said about Spurs, they went after him at the beginning of the season? He was emphatic in saying, "No, you're not my type." Now, the same girlfriend, he said, "You're not my type." You're running back to that girlfriend. Is it a sign of desperation on the part of Antonio Conte, or what has Daniel Levy said to him now? That's like magic. That's bamboozled him to fly to London even before Nuno was sacked to come and sign a contract.
When people are desperate, they do
Wow.
they go desperate measures. Yeah. So
Hmm.
Daniel Levy behind the scenes might have told Antonio Conte what might be pleasant to his ears, or he might have sung some pleasant songs like, "Oh, I'm going to give you XYZ digits," and no,
Oh
but
boy.
jokes apart, yeah. So I feel like Antonio Conte, or the mold of Antonio Conte, might just be perfect for Tottenham Hotspur, because that job looks bigger than Nuno.
Mm,
The crop of players he has, I really doubt if he can do much with those players that he has now. And you don't blame Nuno as well, because it just appears that the players, I watched them at the weekend, and I'm like, oh my god, why are these guys playing dispirited football? Like they
mm,
play like they lack concentration. They play like they are not there. They struggle to play. Harry Kane was wide on the wings, and I'm like, oh my god, how does he get the goals? How is he going to get the goals? So I could feel the frustration of the Tottenham fans. They were really angry. They were already asking him out just after how many games in the Premier League.
it's
That's
10.
that's that's really bad, and I feel sorry for Nuno, because he had a job where he was a bit stable, where he was respected. And then you come to there's nothing bad in trying a bigger club, but you just have to understand that the demands are different. They are going
Mm,
to ask you to bring an arm and a leg when you
mm,
become a coach of any top flight team. It's like a player that goes to sign for Chelsea, or that goes to sign for Man U, that sign for Arsenal, or sign for maybe any
Man
bigger club, any
City.
top club,
Mm,
Man City. That's you are just going to have to be at your best every day, and that's the kind of thing. So with Daniel Levy, talk from the days of Daniel, Tim Sherwood, talk about Pochettino, Mourinho. What exactly do they want? What exactly do
mm,
Tottenham want? Over the years, we've seen the level, the best that it can be. The best that it can be is to get to a Champions League final, or to get to a European League final, or European Cup final, or to be a second, or to be third, or to be fourth. So they just want to be there. They want to remain competitive. That's what I think that the problem is. And right now, they are not in that mood. That's the reality. They are not in the mood for competition. They can't compete favorably, and you know what it is. They don't want to be behind Arsenal. The
but
London
but the issue
rivals.
is, a few weeks ago, even core Arsenal fans were like calling for the head of Mikel Arteta. He's turned things around. What is it about? What is it about managerial jobs nowadays that it's like, you know, lose one game, lose two games, and then everyone is, calling for your head. Look at what's happened at Newcastle with Steve Bruce. It never worked out between Newcastle and Steve Bruce. Finally got rid of him. Things have not improved. What fine? They got a draw at I think Crystal Palace, and they lost scandalously to Chelsea 3-0. And that game, I've never seen a more one-sided game than that, against Chelsea. And again, would you say one of the problems that Nuno inherited when he came to Spurs was the Harry Kane problem? Okay, Harry wanted to leave. Man City was reported to have brought in over £100 million, and Daniel Levy, who Daniel Levy is, decided, I'm going to be make it hard for you guys. I don't want your money. Harry stays. He's got a
Mm.
contract with us. He stays. Harry came out to say, listen, I want to leave, which is very unprecedented for a player of that caliber, because Harry Kane is like Spurs.
Yeah.
Okay. It's one Harry Kane, one Spurs. But he has said, listen, I want to leave. You didn't let him go. Would you say it was a big mistake keeping him there? Because who is going to pay 100 million for Hurricane now in December or in January or
Nobody.
probably in the summer?
No club in the right senses should pay for Harry
In
Kane
the
to
right
play that
sense.
amount. No, it would be absolute pointless to pay that amount. I don't think any club should pay more than 70 million for Harry Kane right now because he's not
So
firing.
Spurs has lost a lot then.
Yeah, Sports has lost a lot. So in reality, the reason why maybe he didn't let Kane go was because probably he felt like they still needed him. He was not. So Daniel Levy is always or often very a bit reserved when it comes to spending. But with the look of things now, because the coach that they bring on board would really ask them to spend money.
Oh
Conte
yeah.
will force you to spend. He can't work
Mm.
where there is no fun, and he will get you the result. We've seen it with Chelsea. We've seen it with Inter Milan, and
Inter.
he gets what he needs, and he produces results. With Newcastle, things are not just going to change over time. Really, things are not.
Mm.
There's nothing. There's no magic that is going to happen now. We saw them trying to defend earlier in the game in first half, and then they struggled to play. They even struggled to do anything right. So it tells you how bad things had gone with the club. But trust me, once it gets to January, that they might just turn the tides around because of the kind of players that they might be able to bring. And also, let us also remember that they've got a lot of money to spend, right? They've got a
But
lot of
but
money.
my argument is this, Amos. What player will want to come there now that they are now struggling for to survive? What first? They don't have a coach. They don't have a
Mm.
manager. We don't know what manager is going to come there. And are they going to sign an Mbappe who probably will come in, and then they'll be playing the championship next season? So
Nah,
exactly. So I think what they probably would need now at the moment is not just, don't go for them so-called big big stars or
no, they
top
won't do that.
stars or top earners.
They won't do
Go
that.
and go for them rugged, probably battle scared English players that know how to fight relegation battle. As funny as this might sound, as funny as this might sound, I think personally, maybe they should just go for Sam Allardyce at this moment. Get them organized. Give Sam probably as much money as he wants to the end of the
Mm.
season. We don't want to go relegation because the way it is now, it's looking really very dire for them. It's they are in a sorry state. They are in shambles. Okay, and I don't see where that because the players there, they're not good enough, and that's end of. They are not good enough. So
They're
you
not
need
good
to
enough.
get those players that are actually ready to battle, and get out of this relegation fight, survive this season. Maybe next season, then they can now decide to buy the Mbappes. I heard they wanted to buy Tony Cruz. I heard they wanted to buy Keylor Navas and whoever. Then you can get them that time and obviously get a very um, good manager. But at the very moment, I doubt if they'll be able to, go all out there and spend money and just spend money, and just because in the name of being the richest club in the world.
So the truth is, or the reality is, they seem to be a very bad side conceding goals. They've considered a total of 23 goals so far, just two less than Norwich City, and then they're on 4 points. They've not won one game. Both of
Mm.
them are the only teams in the Premier League that are yet to get a win. And the likes of Burnley, Leeds United, Watford, Aston Villa, they're not far. They're not too far for them to catch up, really. if anything is going to change, it has to start now. So whoever
mm,
they are going to bring on, or the guys who are currently working in the after the departure of Bruce, the guys who are currently there holding the mantle should try and steady things a bit more. There's no magic that can happen, but just stop conceding goals. I think that's what they tried to do against Chelsea, but you can't do that
Chelsea.
again. How long are you going to do that for? These guys will unlock you. Chelsea are. You don't want to play Chelsea right now.
Mhm,
Nobody wants to play Chelsea right now because it's a lot of headache. It's a lot of problem facing Chelsea. And
mm,
I say this, that Chelsea are currently the best team right now in the Premier League, the most complete team. They are complete going forward, in the middle, in the back, in goal. They are a terror. Mendy is saving a lot of goals. He's keeping Chelsea in many duels.
mm.
They've only conceded 3 goals. So that tells
Wow.
you how solid Chelsea is. Chelsea is really
Mm,
solid. Look at the rest, guys. They've considered 8 goals. Liverpool has considered 8. Chelsea has only considered 3 in the Premier League. So now, if we now look at where Newcastle is, Burnley, Leeds, Watford, Aston Villa, they're not far off. Southampton, these guys are not too far. So the strategy right now should be stop conceding before it gets too bad, and then by January you can just save everybody a lot of headache. But if they don't
mm,
save it now, I'm sorry, they might just be confirmed. I'm not sure how many points they will need to have confirmed now for their relegation to be confirmed. But if they can save a lot now, they should actually do that. It would be nice if they can do that. And then coming back to our new man, sorry for Nuno, but Conte is going to do some magic. He is going to do
mm,
magic with Tottenham. If you look at what he did with Chelsea, but let's
mm.
also look at the contract. It's an 18-month contract. It tells
Yeah.
you that I don't want to be here for too long. Hey, I just want
Mm,
to come do my job and go. So that's one thing I saw from the contract. 18 months, that's like a year and a half. You know,
yeah.
that's like a year and a half. And then what he does is he plays a 3-5-2 formation.
And
He,
that's
he,
it.
he empowers the right backs a lot. You know, can right now with what these guys have now, Tottenham has now, do they really have players
The
who can?
players. Yeah.
No, they
Mm.
don't really. So you might be thinking, okay, which players do I need? What kind of formation do I? How do you have an hurricane and then you're struggling to score? You have an hurricane that is going so wide,
And you have
and then there,
son.
there was an attack. I saw Hurricane. I thought Hurricane was going to go ahead later on in the game. I thought Hurricane was going to go forward. A typical Hurricane would do that, but that tells you that the mood is negative.
Mm,
People are
mm,
not happy here, and it is very glaring. Everybody can see that things are bad, and that's why it had to happen as soon as possible for Nuno. They had to let him go because it's getting bad. It's getting really worse for them. Losing that 3-0 to Man U. Man U was the best team everybody would have wanted to play at the time. You
at
know,
that
it
time,
was,
yeah.
it was, a, it was a good time to play Manchester United, and if you fall 3-0, then there's a problem, a big problem, a very
Mm.
big problem.
Let's go back to the supposed Super Eagles players, obviously Nigerian players playing in the Premier League. Before we went on the break, we talked about Ademola Lookman, who plays for Leicester City. And people have been saying he's beginning to think about,
Mm.
teaming up with Nigeria now if he gets the invitation. First question: do we need him? Do we need another winger? Whilst we've got the likes of Ahmed Musa still there, Chukwueze is there, Samuel Kalu is there, we've got Moses Simon there. We're like blessed. Iwobi can obviously play from that, from the wings also. Demola Lookman, do we need him? Or is he? I have a feeling that there was a time we actually really needed him, and he was like dilly darling, thinking he was going to play for England or wherever. But
Mm.
he has now looked at it and evaluated his position, and I'm thinking, that three lions is going to be very hard for me to get into this team, and I'm getting a bit older now. A brilliant player, though. Don't get me wrong, but at this very moment, quickly, do you think we need Ademola Lookman?
To be fair, Ademola Lookman is a very good winger. He's just one of those outright winger that you need in your team, you know. But at the same time, we often question what kind of formation Raw plays or what kind of tactics does he employ when he plays. Or does he just tell them, "Oh, guys, you're playing here, you're playing here, just go and play," you know. So what
Enjoy
exactly does he
yourself.
tell them? Enjoy yourself. But with Ademola Lookman, I think we're beginning to get to that phase where he would almost play for Nigeria because Amaju Pinnick again said he met with the player. Oh,
Our
he's
chief
ready to
scout.
play. Our chief scout, said he's ready to play for the national team of Nigeria, and he's excited. He said he's ready, he's battle ready, he's ready to fight for a place in the national team. But and Ademola Lookman, you have a Samuel Kalu, you have a Chidera Ejuke, you have Ahmed Musa, who's your captain, you have Chukwueze, you know, where do you fit in? You have an Iwobi, like you mentioned earlier. Where is he going to fit in? But it's not bad. It's not a bad option to have many of them who can be
Mm,
available. So just so when there is a problem, how to quickly fix it. But it will be exciting to have him on board because he's just one of those one of those wingers who play. I would liken him to Ejuke, really. He cuts
mm.
in. He's got that speed. He knows how to hold the ball very well, keep it. He doesn't lose it too much, and I think I like him really. But I'll be happy to see him. But at the same time, do we really need him now? I can't say yes. Really, I can't say yes.
And obviously, there's another secret German or German Nigerian that Gaura is also speaking to. Well, we're waiting for that name of a secret German who he is talking to obviously come and play for Nigeria. But when that time comes, we will be discussing that. Now, to a new segment on the show where we talk about the star of the week. Amos, I gave you this wonderful job, hard job of picking the star of the week for the past weekend. Just like we said, not a lot of our players scored. So kudos. Before we actually bring my producer Yomi brings this up, the poster of this star of the week. Kudos must also go to the likes of excuse me, Asisa Swala. People have also said you guys don't talk about, a lot about female football. We're talking about female football now. Asisa scored, I think, a brace or so when
Mm.
Barcelona Femine played, and and someone was talking to me. I think it was my daughter that was talking to me about this Barcelona female team. I said, this is not fair. This Barcelona female team, every time they play, they are always scoring 6, 4, 10. They should just go and play in the proper league. They should the men should just go and sit down and let the females just play the football. Well, kudos to Asisa Toswala, who obviously deserve a very honorable mention for being one of the star of the week today. And the other person that we also consider was Stephen O'Day, who obviously plays in Denmark for Randers in Denmark, who also scored. But let me let you announce who your star of the week is, Amos. Who have you chosen?
Yeah, I went with the option of Cyril Desas. I saw the goal he scored. It was Feyenoord versus Sparta Rotterdam. Maduka Okoye was literally having a game of his day, of his life.
Mm.
And then he was pulling off all the saves from the very first minute until Cyril Desas came on. You know, and then the death of the time was when Cyril decided to break the camel's back. So Cyril Desert got the only goal, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy just came and messed his brother up. So it
So,
was it was a very good game for Cyril Desert. He didn't start. That's the most interesting thing. He didn't start the game. He came on in the
mm.
65th minute, and then he was a scorer. You know,
And
perfect
that's
one.
another player. That's another player that's we've been well. It's been I think he's been invited to Super Eagles once or twice before. We've not really seen him play that much, but obviously we've been doing not too bad for Feyenoord. He's played 6 games so far this season for Feyenoord, and he scored 3 goals with 3 shots on target. That's amazing. 3 shots on target and 3 goals in 6 games. Not too bad. Nigeria is so blessed now at this very present moment with a lot of strikers. So you begin to wonder how possible it will have been if we can just play 4 strikers at a go, and just play 4 strikers at a go
You want to
and
play
just go
Manchester
out
United
there.
style and then bring everybody, all your midfielders, all your scoring options, just bring them on board. Let them go fight for the
Bring them.
ball and score
Ex-
goals.
exactly. But yeah, at the start of the week, CEO Desas chosen for coming on as a sub, and obviously winning the game for Feyenoord against Sparta. Uh, Obviously, Sparta also had Maduka Okoye, who is currently the Super Eagles' number 1 goalkeeper. So that's our
I
start.
told someone, sorry to cut you short, Wally. I told someone
Yeah.
that, hey, Nigerians who like to watch matches in isolation, you don't look at the entire performance of the player or the goalkeeper, and then many of them
Yeah.
don't get, many of Nigerians don't get to see Maduka Okoye on form every
Mm.
weekend on TV. But sometimes it does pull saves,
Yeah.
it does work really hard, and it
He's a
was one of those
decent
games.
goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's one of those games. See, the reality also is that you cannot always have them 100% every day.
Yeah.
We know it might not be the best among the best right now, but he's not a bad goalkeeper. Maduka
Hmm.
Okoye is not a bad goalkeeper. I saw that game and I was like, oh my god, Maduka Okoye would be the man of the match. Someone actually told me that it was in the stadium that day, because I tweeted it, and then someone reached out to me, a friend. He says, oh, I'm actually in the stadium. I was actually inside the stadium, and I thought to myself that, oh my god, Maduka Okoye is going to be the man of the match today. And
Oh,
Siri,
and
there's
just
a
as I spoiled it for okay. A brother not bailing out a brother, and that's not good. But
But he had
Siri
a
had a
job to
job to
do.
do.
Yeah, he had a job
Exactly,
to
had
do.
a job to do,
He had
and
a job to do.
he had to score the goal. Live scores at the present moment: Wolves are leading Everton. Everton is that seems to be on a slide at the moment, so it's 2-0 currently. Kliman and Raul Jimenez, the scorers for Everton. Sorry, for Wolves. That's Nuno Espirito Santos, former club. Quite sad. Half time there now. So it's Wolves 2, Everton 0. Everton with Rafa Benitez. So that's our show for today, Amos. And I want to thank you for all the brilliant analysis we've spoken today about the Super Eagles, about the return of Ojonigalo to the Super Eagles. We've spoken about Demola Lookman, and we had a look also at Conte and what he intends to bring back to the English Premier League as he now joins Spurs, Tottenham Spurs. Again, we've had the star of the week, the inaugural one, the first star of the week of the football show. Siri, there's a Siri. Congratulations on that. At the end of the season, we'll also be having a player of the season.
Yeah.
And hopefully we're gonna send whatever award that is to that player, and whoever that player is. So all you Nigerian players out there, keep doing what you know how to do. If you're a goalkeeper, make sure you keep the net close, and if you're a striker, keep banging them goals in. All right, defenders, you know what to do, and the midfielders, obviously, those assists. Okay. Amos, thank you for joining us on the show today. Next week, hope you're going to be here, so we talk again about what of football. Okay, thank you for joining us, and a special thanks to everyone out there watching us. Thank you so much for your time, and don't forget to subscribe. Tell someone about this football show. Okay,
Yeah.
tell someone, and subscribe to us. Give us a thumbs up if you like what we're doing. Okay, so the more you give us a thumbs up, the more we come your way with this brilliant analysis. Special thanks to everyone that's made comments today. Sorry, I will not be able to read out your names. Also, special thanks to my producer, to our producer, Yomi Omogweja, who is behind the scene, making sure that we've come to you live and you can hear us clearly. Until next week, I wish you a very pleasant week. Okay, stay safe out there. Good night.